What's good, and welcome back to Investing with Jax. You know when you have those days where you're just like, I'm feeling awesome today. Well, I'm having one of those days. Oh, none of you care? All right. Well, today we are going to be talking about a company that has quite a few major catalysts coming up. Before we get started, if you get any value out of this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications if you're new, and join the Discord. It is currently free for the first 1,000 members if you want to stay up to date with each and every stock we talk about on this channel, categorized by ticker symbol. Join that Discord. All right, guys. So today we're talking about Pulmatrix, ticker symbol PULM. They are a small company with only an $84 million market cap. So quick little overview. Pulmatrix is committed to the development and commercialization of novel and transformational medicines for patients all over the world using our proprietary iSPERS technology to optimally deliver both respiratory and non-respiratory therapies via the respiratory system. So we're going to talk a little bit about what iSPERS is. It is a proprietary technology that allows a broad range of drugs to be formulated as small, dense, and dispersible particles for highly efficient drug delivery and deep penetration into the lungs. We're going to go over the pipeline, the therapies they currently have in the works, as well as the upcoming catalyst for these therapies. So we're going to call it PUR. I don't know if it's PUR 1800 or PUR, but we're going to go with PUR. So we have PUR 1800 in phase 1B study. Dosing is underway with data anticipated in Q4 2020. So PUR 1800 is a narrow spectrum kinase inhibitor engineered with iSPERS that is currently being investigated for the treatment of lung cancer. We also have Pulmazole, and Pulmatrix completed the FDA Type C meeting and anticipates Pulmazole phase 2B study to start in Q1 of 2022. So oh my God. So Pulmazole is the antifungal intracorneal engineered with iSPERS to overcome issues with oral administration. So they also have PUR 3100, which led the DHE formulation identified for pulmonary delivered acute migraine treatment. So PUR 3100 is engineered with iSPERS to address the ongoing need for an acute treatment of migraines. And PUR 3100 is currently in preclinical investigation as an oral inhaled migraine therapy. Phase 1A and Phase 1B data are anticipated in 2022. So we do have a couple catalysts in 2021 as well as a few in 2022. So if we look a little bit over their financials, we can see that they completed a registered direct offering with gross proceeds of $40 million, extending the company's cash runway to fully fund data readouts across its development pipeline, including PUR 1800 Phase 1B, PUR 3100 Phase 1/Phase 2, and Pulmazole Phase 2B studies. So we do not have to worry about them running out of money anytime soon, which is a bullish sign for this company. If we look over the financial highlights from the third fiscal quarter, as of September 30th, 2020, Pulmatrix had $34.5 million and compared to $23.4 million as of December 31st, 2019. Pulmatrix generated $4.4 million of revenue in the third quarter of 2020 compared to $1.4 million in the third quarter of 2019. The revenue for the second quarter of 2020 was a result of the collaboration and licensing agreement with Cipla and JJEI, respectively. So research and development expenses for the third quarter of 2020 and 2019 were $3.9 million and $3.1 million. Included in the third quarter 2020 costs were preclinical toxicology and chemistry, manufacturing and control costs for PUR 1800, the program and clinical studies costs incurred for Phase 2B Pulmazole study. The general and administrative expenses for the third quarter of 2020 and 2019 were $1.8 million. Included in the third quarter 2020 costs were general operating expenses such as employment, lab and office lease, legal, patent and audit fees. So they had a net loss of $10.6 million for the third quarter and $3.6 million for the third quarter of 2019. So their net loss has increased. The net loss for the third quarter of 2020 was primarily due to the warrant inducement expense of $9.3 million and manufacturing costs for the upcoming per 1800 phase 1b clinical study, and recently terminated Pulmazole phase 2 study. The net loss for the third quarter of 2019 was due to spend on the Pulmazole phase 2 study. So you don't really have to worry too much about a net loss with a company that has all its therapies still going along in the pipeline. They haven't been FDA approved yet, so we're not going to see revenue just yet for this company. They're using their money and they're losing money to literally get these therapies, get these drugs to go through the phases. It's very normal in this sector, so it's nothing to worry about, in my opinion, not financial advice. Oh, great, my screen locked. So we have one analyst on Tip Ranks, and he gave it an average price target of $10 with a high forecast of $10 and a low forecast of $10. Now, that represents a 556% upside, which is extremely massive. If we look at some of the institutional ownerships, there's 50 institutional owners, which is an incredibly good sign for such a small market cap company, and for a penny stock that what's it trading at, $1.50 right now. So that's quite a good sign for this company. And if we look at over some of the major increases in the last month, we have CVI Investments. They went from 1.8 million to 3.5 million shares. Renaissance Technologies, 2.5 million shares. And Intracoastal Capital went from 1.1 to 2.3 million shares. So those are some massive moves. In this last week, we had Vanguard, who purchased 1.3. Oh, just in this last week, Vanguard went up from 1.3 million to 1.5 million. So those are very good signs. As I always say, it's very important to know what the big boys are doing. Where the big money goes is usually means the company is going to do well in the future. So currently it is sitting at $1.50 in the making of this video, as we like to dollar cost average on this channel and average down and then shoot all the way up. We're going to do a 300 share example. So we'll do 100 shares in between $1.25 and the current price, 100 shares in between $1 and $1.15, and 100 shares if it ever drops down to the 80-90 cent range. That may never happen, but as I always say, it's very important to be prepared for the volatility. All right, guys, so I'm going to give it a price target of $13 by the end of 2021, just because they do have these upcoming catalysts this year. And if we get even close to FDA approval of one of these therapies, it's going to send that share price sky high. So that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Turn on notifications if you're new. And I will see you in the next one. Much love, guys. And join the Discord. Take care.